Hello, friend, and welcome to Welcome Wednesday. My name is Travis Norville. I use he and pronouns. I am the pastor at Judson Memorial Baptist Church, and thanks for hanging out with me. Hey, what do you think of the new camera? Real quick, think about it. Let me know. I'm a little iffy on it, but I still kind of like a little bit of the brightness of it. Let's see, jump in. This week is Palm Sunday, so we're going to have our palms, so we're not going to get them until the end of service. And after the worship service, we're going to walk down Harriet Avenue and then walk back up, and we're going to parade them. Palms in one hand and in the other hand. Did you bring a sign to the protest last Saturday? Bring that with you. Or maybe you want to make a new one that you wished you had. Pardon me. Or you weren't able to go and like, hey, this is my chance. Yeah, okay. Or maybe you can take one of the banned books that Judson Church has and you can hold it up. And there's more about that in the emails. If you haven't had a chance to read that, you will. And that'll happen after church on Sunday. And the palms we have extra. Extra whatever you have left over. They go in my office up here on the one of my bookshelves. They dry all year, and then on Epiphany they are burned, and then we use them for Ash Wednesday. Now, what happens if we have an Ash Wednesday service that's snowed out? Well, that's okay because I use them at funerals and services throughout the year, so that they get used. Okay, so that's coming up, as you know. This Sunday, also in your pews, will be an Easter offering envelope. We have a goal of $2,500 that we could reach for this Easter offering, so hopefully be able to contribute to that. It is pledge season. So far, we have 10 pledges turned in, which is great because it's just Wednesday. Most of you just got your letter either on Saturday or Monday. We have 10 pledges back for roughly $33,000. Of those 10, one is new. Thank you. One stayed the same. Gotcha. And then 8 increased. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You can take your pledge card. You can mail it into the church office. You can bring it with you on Sunday. If you're like, man, I don't know if I'm going to, how I'm going to get it there. Well, you can call Eileen at 612-822-0649. Church phones are working now. Or you can email her, info@judsonchurch.org, and she can walk you through this process. Last year I got to tell you, it was a tough year financially for myself and for Lori. We went from 2 full-time incomes to basically 1.5, and we had 2 kids in college, so it was a stretch for us. We had to reduce our pledge. That happens sometimes. We pledged $1,200 last year. We still haven't finished paying it. We got until May 31st, and maybe you're like me, you're just gonna have to wait until May to get it, and that's fine. This year, we were able to up our pledge to back up to like $4,200. For the 2025-26 year. It's going to be, I've got to be honest with you, it's still going to be a stretch. We're still not up to 2 full-time incomes, but we're going to do all we can. I feel that this community is really important. And I feel that I need this community now more than ever. I think that you need this community more than ever. And I think the surrounding neighborhood and Twin Cities metro area needs this community now more than ever. So I'm going to ask you to give as much as you possibly can. Not just financially, but also of your time and your talents and your energy. We've been doing great work here at Judson, and it's all been kind of like spinning plates, right? Going back and forth to them, trying to keep them up. We would love to have as many people as possible involved in the ministry of this church. This is not a staff-driven church. This is really a volunteer driven church, and so we need you to volunteer and to be a part of this community so we can really do the things that we have been thinking about and dreaming about. Pray that you can do that. So your pledges is huge to that. So thank you for that. Another idea I got for you, it's called the $1 pledge. You got $2 Chuck, the wines at Trader Joe's. What about the $1 pledge at Judson? So maybe you can't give it all, or maybe you are really a member at another church, but you think, I still like a little bit of what Judson does. Hey, would you just put $1 in an envelope with this and just say I'm pledging $1? I mean, what difference does that make? Well, we are applying for several grants this year, and every time that we go, we present to a grant committee the makeup of our community. A $1 pledge, they don't know that. All they see is that a pledge unit, and as many pledge units as we have, it increases our leverage. So it would be great if you did that. So thank you for that. Or if you are, what you can do is something like this. Maybe Lori turns in the pledge card for $4,200, and I turn in a pledge card for the $1, right? And that's just kind of how we work that part. So you get, we're getting more pledge units. So it's a creative way of doing it, and I encourage you to do that. And maybe if you've never given before to a congregation and you're really hesitant to, hey, just start off with $1, And also just a FAQ, right? So if you send in your pledge card and things happen and you can't fulfill that pledge, that's okay. Just let Eileen know. That happens all the time. Or you had an excess of money that you weren't expecting to, and you want to give more than you pledged. Yeah, that happens too. And we are thankful for both ways. Just communication. Like in any relationship, communication. In a pledge packet, if you haven't got it right, it's also in the email. You'll see a letter from the stewardship team. Got a letter from me. You got this wonderful year in pictures. Thank you, Eileen, for putting this wonderful collage together. And then we have this year in numbers, kind of like your 24, 25 pledges and financial giving at work. This is just a snapshot of the things this community does. But I think you can find that this church is not just focused on 41st and Harriet, but it's focused on the Twin Cities and it's focused globally. So thank you for your giving. And we go from there. What else do we have? I mean, I just feel that every Sunday we're building energy. And I really feel that we are finally being a part of something bigger than ourselves. And I want to thank you for being a part of that. So if you haven't attended on Sunday, I invite you to attend in person on Sunday if you can. Catch us online. We are upgrading our online capabilities. That's going to be a slow process, but we're still trying to get as much as we can. And I hope that you are able to participate. Let us know when you're here. When you log in on YouTube, just say, hey, I'm here. Or wave. Just a little something so we can acknowledge you here. Today is the 80th anniversary of the execution of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German pastor and theologian. I have a link to the documentary about him. I also have a DVD copy if anybody wants to buy it, borrow it. You're more than welcome. If you want to have a biography of Bonhoeffer, I would suggest this one, Strange Glory, A Life of Dietrich Bonhoeffer by Charles Marsh. Charles is a great guy. He teaches down at the University of Virginia. Really just a wonderful human being too. And this is just class act. Eric Mateos did do a biography of Bonhoeffer, and some of you have read that, but Mateos has now gone off into the Christian nationalism world, and you can see those seeds there. So I would recommend nothing from him. I want to read, this is Bonhoeffer's most famous book, right? Letters and Papers from Prison. This is what he wrote before his execution. Eberhard Bethpage, which was his student, they exchanged these series of letters. And in it, Bonhoeffer starts to re-envision Christianity. And this is just a little bit. The Bible directs man, but we'll say humanity, to God's powerlessness and suffering. Only the suffering God can help. To that extent, we may say that the development towards the world's coming of age, outlined above, which has done away with the false conception of God, opens up a way of seeing the God of the Bible, who wins power and space in the world by his weakness. This will probably be the starting point for our secular interpretation. What does a powerless Christianity look like? Yeah, we're in the midst of that right now. A powerless Christianity. A Christianity that's not centered on Christian nationalism, for one thing, but is centered on our capacity to love, to forgive, to make prophetic pronouncements, and this capacity to offer a different vision for the world. I think we're a part of that. We are finding that, and I'm finding a different kind of power in that. And I think you are too, and we are responding to that. So there you go. Hey, in the email, there's wonderful things to read. There's a great poem. There's a picture of all the letters that we sent out to the AWAB churches. I mean, it's just week after week, there are great things going on, and I am thankful for that. I hope to see you Sunday, whether in person or online. Hey, take care of yourself. Whatever you got to do, right? If it means an extra chunk of chocolate, take it. If you need to sleep in a half hour, try to find that half hour. Maybe a yoga practice. Maybe just sitting underneath a tree. Maybe just listen to the birds. Oh, it's so glorious right now, birding season. Take care, friend, and we'll see you soon.